Hey everybody, this is Grace. In this video, let me ask a question first. Have you ever known somebody, there's somebody in your life, and suddenly they see themselves as superior because they disagree with your opinion on something. They just disagree. It's never something that's come up, maybe that way. And so they start acting superior. And of course, they do this smear campaign behind your back and talk bad about you, in other words, and tell everybody how horrible you are and all these things. Or they just make it a point to be known that they think they're superior to you. And start behaving that way around you. Let you know how they see themselves, and you're, as higher up than you. And now this person can be, say, you're a dysfunctional family member, and that doesn't have to be the family of origin. It could be cousins and whatever else. It could be an in-law. In-laws are not just the parents of the significant other. It could be cousins, even like cousins-in-law, sisters-in-law, brothers-in-law, and it can also be somebody who's married to somebody, one of your siblings, and their people, their family or their whatever. It could be anybody. Anybody who does this. Okay, and like I said, they see themselves as superior, and they get very theatrical, very dramatic about it. Pardon the blinker. Just very, they're very okay. And like I said, they let everybody know. And they do it in this very dramatic way. And then they practically play a victim. Or they play it as in a way that, like I said, superior, but like they are the adult in the room. The only one when they're around you. And you're an adult. And you may even be older. Okay. But they see that your ways of looking at things are so wrong that they're really the only, like I said, only adult in the room, the only person who has any reasoning, any logic, understands anything about the world. They are the worldly wise ones. I'm laughing, but, some of them can be so dramatic with it. And if you've ever thought, heard about, read about, whatever, about histrionic people. Now, they're not always women, but they tend to be, they could be. There are different criteria. That's the personality disorder, but the behaviors can vary from person to person. But some of them are very theatrical, very dramatic, very. And they will do some of them, none of this is all of them. Some of them will do anything to get attention, and that could be some way they get the attention. They don't care if it's negative or positive attention. They want attention. They want to be center stage, on stage, everybody looking at them. Now, I have known this type since I was born, seriously. I'm not joking, seriously, since I was born. And it became a norm for me, because I was born into seeing it so much. And there wasn't this kind of information out there. People weren't making videos back then. Not that I know of. I don't even think social media coming around into like these 1980s maybe, and 90s. I started back in 1990 myself. So, but there wasn't all that much information out there that the person can find, hear about. TV shows that weren't showing it that I remember. So basically, it wasn't showing against it either. But so it took me a while. And when I started making videos about 5 years ago on one of my channels, 6 years ago, about this, so much of my eyes started opening up to these types of behaviors, the histrionic behaviors. And something I had seen all my life, but like I said, it was my norm. And I know many people can relate to that who've been through something like narcissistic, but the ones I know, they have this narcissistic and histrionic blend of behaviors. But they will, some of the other personality, the other traits I've seen were, or behaviors I've seen, is that they very, like when they're younger, they're very suggestive, very provocative in their clothing, in their whole attitude, everything. Very flirtatious, and can be just even more than just flirtatious too. And they see nothing wrong with their behaviors, for the record. And when they get older, like when they're younger, their clothing is very, very, like see-through, or very, I'm going to talk about women, very see-through, very low-cut, very tight, very short. It just depends on what it is. Okay, so they want people to look at them. They don't care if some people are looking and say, "Whoa, what is that?" They may not. Everybody who does this, by the way, is being histrionic. But they may color their hair different colors. Now, like I said, not everybody who does that is histrionic. Okay, but the ones I've seen, if they do something odd with their hair, or with their face, or very loud with it, very out there, very different. Like I said, not everybody who does that is something's wrong. They're not histrionic, but they're going to be seen. They want to make sure everybody sees them, and that they're the center of attention in anything. And like I said, their voices are very loud. Their laughter is more like a cackle, and it's very loud. Like, go to a restaurant with them. Sometimes you're so embarrassed to be seen with them, and people looking at you, staring at you, thinking, why don't they shut this person up? And also, some of them, not everybody who does this is this, but they're very easily influenced by others. Okay. Really, what I've seen, as long as it somehow gets them attention, but they're easily influenced. They're kind of impulsive. They don't really think things through, and they usually don't have the ability to think the right way about something. If it goes against them getting attention, they're gonna do it. But I really haven't seen them to be the brightest crayon in the box kind of thing. Although their clothing, you might not even see that color in the crayon box. But like I said, they're not very creative. Well, sometimes some of them can be very creative if it gets them attention they want, of course. But these are the type that often will steal somebody else's idea. Even their persona, their behaviors, their mannerisms, their thoughts, whatever they can to get their own. And some might try to pile that under, that they're easily influenced, and it could be considered that way. But some of them are habitual with it. Well, still, it could be that. But they want that attention so bad. They will steal everything. Even if you point it out, this is what you're doing, and I don't appreciate it, they will continue to do it because they know that they can continue to get attention. And now this person, I have my mask on, by the way. This person has you, maybe you're not around them if they're family, but that much, but you start to notice behaviors. Okay, or maybe you've always seen them. It just depends. But let's say if it's a stranger or somebody new to you, like on a job or whatever, and you start noticing behaviors that, they seem kind of like that kind of description. Okay, maybe I'll get this finished here. But say somebody, relatively new to you, and they do this. And they may be even people who pursue you, try to befriend you, like at work or at play, for that matter, online. And but what you realize at some point it hits you that really they were just wanting attention. They were drawing you in. They may have been, giving you compliments. some call that in different kinds of relationships, like romantic relationships, they call it love bombing. But, just in everyday, somebody wanting to befriend you, they may be very complimentary to you. They really like something about you. And whatever it is, say if it's online, you said something, you wrote something, you did a video on something. Videos can be on many platforms these days. And they really compliment you. But what they're really looking for is attention on them, not on you. Once they draw you in, and then if they decide, say that they drew you in, and they decide that your views on things are just wrong, they will be could be very dramatic about it. And then they practically slander you, or even do slander you in front of others. Okay, they have some of them have no filter. Okay, and they don't think. You can't say everything about somebody, just because you want to. I mean, you can, but that can lead to consequences that you might not like. Like somebody might sue you for that, really. Some people don't want to hear it. I'm all for freedom of speech, but when it comes to verbally abusing somebody or slandering them or, causing them problems because they want to play the victim, and when they are the victimizer, this kind of thing, no, that's not what it's for. Okay, to hurt other people. Anyway, but have you known this type in your life, and at some point in your life you started to really see it? Then somebody, you saw it in people you've known, maybe like I said, your family, friends, it could be your friends from childhood, and you really start to see it, and you're older now, and you say, whoa, wow, they were really bad back then, they're still bad, they haven't changed, they've just worsened, become more skilled with it. And then somebody new comes along and tries the same BS. At first, I don't think that we all kind of judge people, do for survival reasons when we first meet them. But to judge somebody, especially when they're doing that whole thing of complimenting you, whatever, that really should be a red flag. But at the same time, maybe you're busy with your life and you're not really concentrating on what that person's doing or whatever. And you're not sitting there saying, this person seems so much like those people that I grew up with, but eventually it might hit you, not too long later. And then you really see it. He said, here is yet another one of those, those histrionic people trying to do stuff like that. Out them. No, I'm not going to give you any advice, because outing somebody, for their bad behaviors, we all know people can be dangerous. Okay, people can be dangerous. Anybody can be dangerous, and physically, financially, in so many different ways. So everybody has to pay the consequences of their own actions, inactions, whatever they do, and nobody's going to pay it for you. And so I don't give people advice. Ooh, there was a squirrel almost got hit. Okay, that poor squirrel almost got hit. It ran in the middle of the road and did a little circle, and people managed to dodge it. Yeah, no, I still feel for it. I like. I used to feed the squirrels, but then I lived around farm, and we started getting too many field mice. So. And plus, now I have a puppy I nicknamed Mayhem. It's actually a dog now. Yeah, he's not friendly to anybody coming in on his territory. So, but anyway, how many of us have known that? One of the reasons it's on my mind is I did a video yesterday, and part of it, the end of it, I mentioned this, but I put it on a different channel. I don't know, I might transfer it over later on. But, I had someone recently, and I don't even know how long it was, but my focus really wasn't on that person at all. And I did know, okay, right from the start, and I actually did not say that in that video, but really it was right from the start. I said, okay, this person's wanting too much attention. This person is really working that whole thing of being, you know, trying to befriend me, trying to say good things about me. And as it is, it turned out to be that. And that kind of behavior. And because she didn't like something that I said. And I only had a hint of what her view. And yeah, her view would be that type of person I would not want to be around. Okay? And some of these people have that thing of, you know, you better screw them before they screw you. I knew one from childhood who had this mentality. Yeah, come on, get on down the road so somebody can move over, please. But you know, had that whole mentality. You know, that you got to get them before they get you. In anything, and especially while she was dating. You know, they're going to take advantage of me anyway, so I'm going to get everything I can from the start. You know, and yeah, I don't like that mentality, but hey, it's wrong. Period. It's not a good behavior. And that leads me to something else I was thinking about again recently. It's when I made a video and I was listening and editing the video. It was in that about when people know that somebody's doing wrong, they know that somebody is doing really wrong. Okay, something that could be along the line of theft, you know, and they'll say, I'm not judging you that you do that, but just be careful. Wrong. That is so bad. And it hints at that person that's saying that does something else, does something themselves that is not exactly right and could be just as bad, if not worse. But they're not going to judge that person. And putting that out in the world that, oh, you shouldn't you know, have any problem with somebody who's doing something that is even illegal or socially against social norms, social rules, you know, against anything that's, you know, that's offensive to somebody, that's harmful to somebody, to hurt somebody, illegal, like I said, you know. Nah, I'm not going to judge you. Are you sure you don't judge anybody? I don't judge anybody. Yeah, you probably do. For, like I said, even survival reasons. Anyway, I want to go ahead and wrap this one up. I am hungry. I guess I'm hungry. I just went and got all this food. We're going on a diet, Adam and I. I'm not going to say what kind, because just because somebody says they're going to do that, it's not a good, you know, reason to do it yourself. That could cause harm. But today is the last day we're going to not do the diet for. In our diet, we're going to try something for 2 weeks, but I'm not going to say what it is, and see what happens. Now, yeah, we both know our doctors wouldn't, you know, have suggested something similar, very close, or just all around period for me. So it's not something, you know, always has to have in my world, and I see that everybody should. Doctor's permission. These things can be bad. You just don't take a diet and say, I'm going to do it. You know, but I'm not giving anybody advice, but so, really. Anyway, wrapping it up. Talk to you on another video. I should add in here, just because we're going on this diet, that doesn't mean we're going to eat like pigs today. Okay, I just wanted to say that. Anyway, I'll talk to you on another video.